Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another vidIQ live stream where today we'll be reviewing your YouTube channels. Maybe you specifically, but we're going to look at all kinds of channels today. And if we don't get to you, there's going to be a lot of submissions. We always tell you, make sure you're taking notes, make sure you're paying extra careful attention, and maybe be a little bit opened to the idea that the mistakes some other channels are making might be similar to ones you could be making on your channel. Because if you do that, you are going to get a lot out of today, whether or not we see your channel. And I said we because I am not alone. Rob's here.
Oh yeah, that sound effect came out of a wrong place.
It's very quiet.
Everybody. Yes, I'll fix that in a second. I just rewatched that intro, Dan, and I'm thinking, did I overdo it with the effects on that? It was a bit quick and there was a lot of sound effects there. Let us know in the chat. And of course, since we are now broadcasting to the world, and in particular the vidIQ Nation, that leaves me with one job that I still need to do. Yes, we are live. We are live.
Yes, it's good. I'm glad that everyone can see that. The only way they would know is the thing in the background, so it's really good. Yeah.
That was loud enough, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
There we go.
So thank you, everybody, for being here. We have a lot to get to today. We have a whole bunch of channels to look at, and we have a bunch of surprises as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Surprises?
Yeah, there you go. There's the first one. So before we do that, why don't we give everybody a quick rundown of how this works? And it'll only take you just a few seconds.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat, and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. If you need a channel audit right now, make sure to check out the vidIQ Coach AI tool that will help you with strategies, ideas, titles, scripts. Link in the description. It's a game changer. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started.
All right. Last minute things. I want to say a quick shout out to all of our members. We have a whole bunch of people signing up for memberships here on the channel. You get emotes. You get emotes when you do that, which is awesome. And you know, you can flex on people with those, which is great. Anything else? What am I missing?
We have to remind people that although YouTube is a universal audience, there are occasionally channels where we think, that's probably not appropriate for our audience, which is PG universal. So we'll apologize and we may move on. And of course, super chats, Dan.
Yes. Super chats will lead to us potentially answering your question. But if you give a super chat and you're trying to get us to review your channel, we can't do that because that would basically be akin to us just having you pay us for channel review and then other people wouldn't get a chance. So feel free to ask us some YouTube related questions via super chat and we will try to get to all of them before the end of the live stream. Usually we get to pretty much all of them. So yeah, I think that's everything. Why don't we check out the first channel? Now, the way this works, as you saw in the video, is that there are two forms down below. One is a non-gaming form, and the first person to submit on that form was Taylor Travels the World. Honest flight reviews, first, business, and economy. So specifically, they're traveling the world, but they are reviewing the experience on the flight based on the channel banner here.
Which is a really interesting approach already in that when you think about a target audience, you might think that you want to target people who are flying on an absolute budget, you know, to save them the most money possible, or people who want to travel in luxury. And this creator is covering all, I guess, you know, financial positions on a flight. That sounds, I described it really poorly. But I'm curious to know if there's a correlation between if you review a first class flight and the views you get versus a budget flight and the views you get. That might be an interesting question already for this creator.
Yeah. What's really interesting about this is they're getting really good views. I mean, the view count to subscriber ratio is a bit absurd. I think maybe they're just kind of taking off, if you will. And no, nothing at all. All right. 50,000 views from a video from 10 months ago. which is interesting. So this seems like a channel to me that people would subscribe to if you travel a lot and you're looking for somebody who kind of keeps up with the latest goings on when it comes to flights and how much they cost and how comfortable they are. I would subscribe to this channel if that was me. So I feel like maybe call to action in the videos a little bit, just a very, very brief one sometimes. Not every video either. Just, hey, by the way, if this kind of content is helpful to you, feel free to subscribe because I review all kinds of flights. Something like that. 50,000 views. Is that the most popular video?
Yeah,
it
let's
is.
take a look. Okay.
British Airways Premium Economy Review, worth the extra money. Very simple title. Very straightforward to the point. I'd say the thumbnail, while it worked, a little bit hard to read. Don't waste your money. It's just kind of the green text is just difficult for me. I don't know about you.
It's a bit of a giveaway as to the content of the video as well. Like the title asks the question and then the thumbnail answers it. It's like, okay, well, all right. I don't necessarily need to click on this because it sounds like there's no point in flying with premium economy. Maybe you could hide that behind a question or a bit more of a tease, perhaps, even though the video did perform very well. And just from a channel perspective, Dan, it looks as if they have most success with business class flights, kind of like the in-between of first and economy. I don't know if that's where their, I guess, superpower is in covering this flight content, but it seems clear from the most popular videos that business class is their ideal viewing candidate.
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing, right? Like when you think about this stuff, a flight costs what it costs, like whenever you got to travel, like the sooner you book it, the better. And then that's like for coach. That's just for everybody flying. Like I'm not going to worry about the expensive seats, but you ask yourself the question, if you have enough time in advance, like, should I get the more comfortable seat? It's a long flight, blah, blah, blah. And that's where you might look for content like this, like, is this even worth it? So I think this is a really interesting approach. I don't know how far you could take a channel like this. But I do think that you should do your best. What I would be doing, since you travel so much, I would make a point to try and ride on the craziest planes. There are some really like cool things that they're doing with first class and things like that in different types of airlines. And I would be making it a point, if you're not already, to like try and find the ones that just really stand out and jump on them.
I would conclude my audit of this channel, Dan, with, I think you've already alluded to this, work on thumbnails. Because right now it is picture of cabin, some font that's not particularly attractive. If you look at the really popular videos on YouTube about trying luxurious first class, like Casey Neistat's done, it tends to be just a picture of sheer opulence. Check that on Google, that word. And often no text, like something really telling illustrates the experience. And so what I would suggest to this creator is either they maybe outsource a couple of their thumbnails just to experiment, or, invest some time in making a really good thumbnail. I feel as if these may be created at the very end of a process and they're doing it for 10 minutes. Sorry if that's an incorrect accusation, but that's kind of what it feels like from what I'm seeing here. Basically, the thumbnails, you can do, as Dan said, this channel is doing awesome. So 500 subscribers, and from just 30 videos, some of your videos are getting well into the thousands. You could be doing even more with the packaging, and the thumbnail is where we're looking for improvement.
Yeah. You're always using the same font. You always avoid the color white with your font, which is really weird because a lot of thumbnails use a white font, and it's because it just really stands out, especially if you put like a black outline on it or a shadow. So that'll make these more readable instantly. That'll just be a huge, like you did once here. And I will say the placement isn't great on this font, but at least I can read it, and then when you include logos and stuff, and like nothing's blurred out, right? So everything's in focus. And so you have the logo kind of like fading into the background. Everything is just this flat image. So yes, definitely practice some thumbnail design, and then like Rob said, try and go into your videos knowing ahead of time like what your thumbnail might look like, which can help a lot with the planning of your hook and things like that. All right. Taylor travels the world. Best of luck to you, and congrats on your success thus far. Now,
all right,
we have to talk about something.
Yeah, we do, Dan. We do. So, folks, there's 600 of you here right now. I think more than 600 of you. And you love channel audits, right? Let us know with an emoji or if you remember one of our emotes. And I asked a question as we led into this live stream, and nearly 900 people have voted on this. And I asked the question, do you think a personal YouTube coach would help you grow your channel? And 70% of you said yes. Well, we try our best here every single week to offer you, sometimes 5-10 minutes of coaching on a YouTube audit. If you're lucky, yes, we are always oversubscribed. But just imagine for a second, if you could have your own personal coach that you could send messages to at your convenience through video messaging and have them support you on your YouTube journey. Well, Dan, oh my goodness.
What?
Do we have the answer?
It's yes. One-on-one coaching. So it's linked down below, get.vidiq.com. There's limited spots. So try to
just come in, Dan. 19 spots are available right now. 19 spots from the 200 plus that went live yesterday. We're already at like 90+% capacity.
Yes.
Act
so
fast.
Even this is limited. There's only so much one can do. So if you were looking for taking that next step on YouTube and you're looking for someone to help support you on your journey, check it out. I know it's not for everybody, and that's totally cool. We're still doing this for free all the time, every week. We still have videos going out every week. So that is totally up to you. But just know that, limited time. You can jump in right now.
And just to give you a bit more context, although AI is taking over the world right now, at some point in your YouTube journey, you need that human, emotional experience support. And AI is not going to be able to do that for you. And so this is why we've handpicked some of the best coaches in the world. And I do truly mean in the world, because one of those coaches, I guess this is a brainchild of Tim Schmoyer. And some of you have definitely heard of Tim Schmoyer, right? He is what I regard as one of the godfathers of YouTube education. Everything I've learned from Tim. And he is spearheading this project, and he has gathered together tons of coaches, including some you may be familiar with, including Jeff and Travis, who are also in the coaching team. And you will be, what's the right word? Allocated one of our coaches that you can send video messages to, and they're going to reply to you with actionable advice and emotional support as you go through the ups and downs of the YouTube journey. So the link at the very top of the description will take you to this landing page where you can sign up now. But as I say, places are running out very, very quickly. We may fill up by the end of this live stream. And I'm not joking here, because the places are going very, very quickly. I mean, even if like 5% of you commit on this live stream, we're done. We're into the waiting list. We're going to see how it goes. And then, what's going to happen in the future. You could wait weeks, months. So if you are interested in this, act now. But as Dan says, for the next hour and 40 minutes, we're still offering this free service of channel audits.
And I said limited time. I meant to say limited slots, by the way. I didn't want anyone to think this is going away.
Well, also, Dan, it is a limited time, because the price that it's at now, it's never going to be cheaper than this. This is our introductory offer. And when Tim was coaching clients with his team of video creators, they would have to charge thousands and thousands of dollars in order to support the business. But what vidIQ allows us all to do is do this a bit more at scale, which means that it's more affordable for more creators. So yeah, check it out. Go to a landing page if you're ready for the next stage of your YouTube journey.
Tim's coached channels at 0 subscribers and all the way up to 17 million. So this is for anybody with a YouTube channel. All right, let's check out our next YouTube channel that we are reviewing for free, and that is Hunt Showdown Clips. No BS, just kills. This is our first gaming channel. We have 2 forums. This was the first one to submit on the gaming forum. And I believe this channel actually said they were a shorts channel. So we'll take a look at their shorts first. I do have audio on for this, so we might have to mute it very quickly if there's anything, you know, it's a game about shooting people. So let's just see.
Inside the building.
So the music, I don't think I want to risk for copyright purposes, but we kind of hear a couple people talking a little bit. We hear music and we're just seeing, like, you know, I'm guessing just montages of kills.
A very accurate sniper, it looks like. Boo, snipers, boo. Stop camping.
So interesting bit of context here. There's talking about how the distance, I guess, from them to wherever this is.
Yep.
It's kind of an interesting way to do it.
Do you feel as if there's a story developing in these shorts, Dan? Like, is a tension building here, or what do you think?
I think there's some tension a little bit. I think there's, like, you know, you have that music, right? And then you have, you know, so not a lot of talking, and you have the person, like, in the scope kind of moving around. I'd say for first person shooter content on YouTube Shorts, this is a bit easier for me to follow than, like, a lot of the stuff I see pop up in my shorts feed where it's someone playing, like, CSGO and they're running around and you don't know what's happening, you know?
Yeah.
And then of course you look and the views are pretty low, and it's because YouTube's probably just testing it on me, and then I'm going to swipe away. And so you want to make sure that people don't swipe away. And I think that, like, doing stuff like this is great. Friend trying to complete Beetle DMG quest. Now, if you play the game, you probably know what this means. Could you have used text that was even more, like, simple to understand? Because I understand it's a first-person shooter just by looking at it. Do I need to know what game it is? Not necessarily. You could just put something there that's, like, you know, going to get me to stop scrolling because you just give me the context. You make me feel like you made this video for anybody to enjoy, not just someone who likes this game. So that's just, like, a few tips for you. When you look at the view counts, we're seeing on the most popular short 7,000 views. They haven't really cracked more than that, though. Most shorts seem to be getting between 1,000 and 2,000 views, sometimes way less than that. So one thing I would challenge this creator to do is go out and look for other channels who play this game and similar games and see how they do their YouTube shorts. A lot of times what makes more inviting shorts for gameplay is having a camera, like the streamer is on camera on, like, the top of the screen, and then the gameplay's under, or vice versa, and you have, like, a little more engagement there, right? Like, you get to see the person with that tense look on their face, like, okay, I think I see him. I think voiceover is helpful for stuff like this, especially when maybe your text isn't doing the clip justice. You could just literally put your voice over the content and say, you know, I was playing whatever game and I could not believe my luck when this person walked right, like, start to tell a story. This person walked right in front of me and I thought I had the kill. And then they ducked down, like, somehow they knew I was there, so I followed them. You know, like, imagine how much more interesting that short would be with somebody, like, narrating like that. This is, like, practice. Like, it's going to take practice to, like, get to that level of storytelling compared to what you're doing now. But that is what I would be aiming for, because this is going to be, I think, really big for you.
I have 2 questions, Dan. One I think we can research and answer a little bit. The other one is more of a question to the creator. Hunt Showdown, I assume that's the game? Question mark.
Possibly.
Can we do a search and just see what the activity is for this potential game? Because I've never heard of it before.
I hadn't either.
Okay, so what's interesting here is that the content is recycled fairly frequently, and those were monster channels at the very top. You know, there are tens of thousands of subscribers. But they're getting to the top of the search rankings, which is interesting.
Yeah,
and decent view counts as well.
Yeah.
So that's promising for the game. My next question is, so I guess what I'm trying to say is this creator is in a interesting gaming space where there is obviously demand, but not too much supply just yet. As is, there you go, Dan, good example. Channel with 3,500 subscribers, 14,000 views. Area of opportunity.
Yeah.
So my next question is, if we go back to the channel itself, is it proven to work that just kill montages are really popular, because they're basically saying in the title, you know, this is no BS here. You know, this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill stuff on this game. Do you want to watch this type of stuff? And I don't know what the answer to that is yet. Maybe you need to be a little more exploratory with your content and experimental. Maybe some tutorials, the best weapons, like the best places to camp, you little camper, or like the best ammunition, so on and so forth. Because what it looks like at the moment is that they're trying to tell different stories of tension within their epic kills. And if you look at the view counts, they're all right. Yeah, 1,000 plus, mostly in the several hundreds. If you go to most popular, is anything like
there was one
gone big? Okay, so are you able to run a series like that? What are all of the characters in the game, and what are their best weapons? Maybe that's something that you could follow up on as a series. And because that's not necessarily just kill montages, or it's done in a different way. It's like this character kills in the most entertaining way with this weapon, and so you're getting a bit more scope on the main content of the channel. Yeah,
those are just some tips for shorts. Looking at the videos, which you did say you mostly do shorts, but I was just curious. I would say the thumbnails need a lot of work. We don't get the sense that this is a game. When you look at the thumbnails for the search term Hunt Showdown, and you see these very vibrant thumbnails with characters, and like if you're gonna put the logo, putting it nice and big, like look at that. Like I love this one, giant alligator hunt. Like they've taken the time to cut the alligator out so they can put the text behind the mouth. Like there's like all these cool things going on. The characters are kind of subtly outlined, which could be an effect in the game. I'm not sure. So these thumbnails are reminiscent of a video game. And if I played this game, I'd probably identify immediately, oh, that's Hunt Showdown. And so they don't always need the logo, right? But your thumbnail strategy is slap logo in there, you know, black background, and then white text. So the text is readable, but you're not really doing a whole lot to give the vibe of Hunt Showdown. And I think, given that some of your older content has like a couple thousand views, like there is an opportunity here. We saw that Hunt Showdown is being regularly updated on YouTube in terms of new content. So there's an opportunity here. If you want to eventually pivot back into long form, and you did one 6 days ago, most fun way to make money in Hunt Showdown. That's a great pitch for a video, but you got to do a little bit better than black background, really small picture of a cash register. There's got to be something else. Like that, the cash register is where the money comes out of. What did you put in to get the money out of the cash register, right? What did you hunt for? Like what generated it? Take a picture of that. Like give people that really like clear message as soon as they see the title and thumbnail, what the video is about, because this is making me think. Even though you're being explicit, it's still making me think, because the imagery is just not catching my eye.
And I have one more observation, Dan, just looking at the titles of the long form content as well as the shorts. You're including hashtags in your titles. That's probably not required, because you can put them in the description. That will make them just as searchable. And if you leave them in the titles, they just start to look a little cluttered. It's longer to read, doesn't have that immediacy when somebody's scrolling through the feed. So just move those hashtags into the description.
There you go. Let's do another channel, and then we're going to get to some super chats.
Let's not, Dan, because you know what we got to do right now. All right, get that off the screen. Yeah, here we go. So, folks, because we've audited a gaming channel, it is time for Rob Wilson's self-indulgent gaming corner with a sound effect you've got to try and guess. It's not finished yet. It's like a zen moment there. Where does that sound effect come from? And what video game have you been playing over the last week? Dan, have a guess what I've been playing.
Is it still Ragnarok or whatever were you playing? I don't remember. You've been playing it forever, though. God of War?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm now at the point where Ragnarok has been summoned. So I'm close to the end, I feel. but now I'm going through all of the side missions to make sure I get all of them done. You know, in a video game where it sometimes kind of hints, you're probably getting to a final boss, so you may want to clean up all of the other stuff first because there's a point of no return. Like, what after this checkpoint, you can't go back and buy anything or do anything. I feel as if I'm at that point. So next week, I could be playing a new game. Dan, what have you been playing this week?
I finally beat the Diablo 4 campaign.
Yeah,
so that's
nice.
good. Yeah. That's it.
That's it. All right. Okay. So what have other people been playing? I see Assassin's Creed Origins. Great game. Massive game. Takes ages to complete. Rocket League here for Goats World Gaming. Somebody's telling me I need to play Fortnite. I am very unlikely to ever play Fortnite.
Same.
I don't play online games these days because I just don't like the idea of some 13-year-old just like really decapitating me every 2 seconds and then trolling me. I haven't got time for that in my life. Dragon Quest 11. And yeah, this is what I was doing for the last 3 years. Every game on Game Pass Xbox. What a service that is. Dan, somebody said Diablo 4 for life. And then one of our members, Need for Speed Underground 2. And someone else is just saying, get to the channels. That means we will not get to the channels. We will continue to linger on these comments just to annoy you. Try Overwatch 2, Gary's Mod, Legend of Zelda, someone else playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And finally, if you said this was the loading on screen for the original PlayStation, then you would have been correct. Dan, did you know that?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
I did think it was PS2 for a while, and I'm like, no. Someone said PS1. I'm like, that's right. That is PS1.
It is different now, and it is different. We will have another sound effect next week. And so let's now go back to some channels, Dan.
Yes. Next channel, then some super chats. So the next channel is FerretTube TV, who we've heard from quite a few times, I think, via super chat.
We have.
I noticed them submitting on the forum this morning. Forum, not forum. And, I'm like, okay, you know what? I do feel like we've seen this channel before, but we've seen them around the community so much. I have no idea. Thumbnails did not look familiar to me. Now, FerretTube TV does a live stream that runs 24/7. I assume showcasing ferrets. It's a quad cam, so there's like a ferret enclosure, and right now it looks like they might be sleeping.
Yeah, a ferret's nocturnal.
I don't know. I don't know anything about ferrets, really. I know very, very little. So
I'm now having visions of, you can remember on Jurassic Park where they're going through the theme park for the first time and like nothing's there, like there's no T-Rex, the spitty dinosaur isn't there either, and there's a funny joke, but I can't remember what it is. It's where Jeff Goldblum sort of starts knocking on the camera and says, hello, have you got any actual dinosaurs in your dinosaur theme park? Sorry, I didn't mean to destroy the live stream there, but I just had flashbacks.
No, you're fine. So, okay. I want to talk about the live stream, but we'll come back to that. Let's see what kind of videos they're doing, because the great thing about live streams like this is that you can take clips of adorable things your ferrets do and repurpose them into just videos or shorts. They are doing some shorts, so it looks like that's probably exactly what they're doing there. Getting some decent views, 2.9 million on this one.
Yeah,
1 million.
Where those 20,000 subscribers were from, Dan.
Yeah,
it looks as if these shorts that have gone viral.
Yeah, so first of all, I would be like continuing whatever happened here. I would be trying to find similar types of content to make in shorts. But yeah, you're gonna have like an endless supply of clips. The more you keep your live stream up and recording, and you can always come back and repurpose those. The videos are a little bit different. This is where I think we can spend the most time trying to offer some advice. Whether you take it or not, totally up to you, because what I want to suggest is kind of a complete shift in the type of content being made on this channel. It looks like when they're making videos, they are doing like ferret facts and just things, just general information about ferrets. Maybe some interesting ones here. Are ferrets illegal? So not to say these topics aren't good. These are interesting topics to me. However, when I think of pet channels and channels that have like cute animals on them, I think of more content like this. Their most popular videos from 2 years ago with 3.2K views, building the ultimate ferret playground. Now, I know this kind of dips into the DIY section of YouTube, but the next most popular video is the ferrets actually using it. So there is interest here in taking your pets and doing things with them. And when I look at pet channels on YouTube, that is like the #1 thing that these pet channels are doing. They're not trying to give you facts about cats. They're just like, here's a thing I did with my cat. And here's a thing I did with my ferret could be something that you experiment more with on your channel, because when you did that in this like top row of videos, this worked. I know it was a couple of years ago now, but this worked really well. And I'm sure you have a lot of toys, a lot of things you can show off, and you can continue like getting things for your ferrets to try and make content with.
Does the channel advertise themselves down as shorts, longs, or live stream, or do we make it hard to answer that in our form, like, because you can only choose one?
I can't remember. Yeah, I think sometimes it can be a bit difficult to answer.
Yep.
That was me. I'm sorry. I'll mute
I
that.
thought it was me, because I'm sure I've paused my notification.
There we go.
I think I want to give credit to the creator for just having this whole fully formed channel where they do regular long form content, they do regular shorts, and they have a constantly running live stream. I've always wondered if like a 24/7 live stream impacts the rest of the channel. You know, like if you go to the live stream, because I think there's 6 people watching it right now.
Right.
Now, I think we have run continuous live streams in the past when we were doing subscriber counts, and I don't think it had any impact on the rest of the channel. But I'm just curious if they decided to turn off the live stream for a week just to see if that had any impact on the views. But maybe you don't want to do that. That's just a question of curiosity.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I want to talk about the live stream, but if you had more, I'll get hung up on it for a minute.
I was just going to think in terms of the shorts and such. Humanizing your animals is always a fun thing to do in terms of getting them to do challenges like dogs jumping over a toilet roll or hamsters in maze. What is the ferret equivalent of that type of fun challenge that you may want to try and do with your ferrets? And I've only been looking at the thumbnails and the titles for a short amount of time, but I'm not seeing any names. And sometimes to give your protagonists, the ferrets, like almost like a brand identity, like bringing their names front and center can create more brand identity around them. So those are my thoughts, Dan, but let's hear what you've got to say about the live streams.
So live stream wise, I compared it to the Tiny Kittens live stream, I think last week, like we answered a question. I wanted to pull that up because there's a couple major differences here. So this is a channel I've known about for some time, and they run 2 live streams back to back because they have a whole facility where they're taking care of like multiple families of cats.
Yeah.
So the thumbnails have been this for weeks and weeks now. In fact, these cats are no longer in their possession. So I would recommend this channel change their thumbnails, but I'm not here to review this channel. The point I was going to make here is that they're just like, here's one picture of like an animal, like instead of the quad cam picture we saw in their in the thumbnails on the channel we're looking at. And then the feed itself, instead of it being a quad cam, is just one full screen image, right? And that's the same for both of these. One full screen image. But there are multiple cameras in these rooms, and they do switch cameras at times. There are 2 cameras in this room, for example, and one of them is like on the lower half of the room. So when they're down there playing, like they can switch to that camera. It does mean extra effort for you as the host of the channel. You have to kind of know when the right time to switch is. But I feel like the viewing experience on the Tiny Kittens channel when compared to this is a bit better. I will admit, because right now I see ferrets in here. I don't really see what's going on in the 3 boxes. I would just have this be the full screen image.
Follow the activity wherever that may be on the cameras.
There's some movement here.
Oh, movement.
Yeah. So
cute.
Yeah. Like this is, sometimes you will have it to where your ferrets run off into a different part of the enclosure and you miss it and you got to switch cameras. That is a risk you run here, but it completely changes the viewer experience. So that is like a huge thing that I would say you could test out. Again, I respect that everything we're suggesting changes your workflow. The thumbnail itself, live stream 24/7, kind of implied. You saw in the other thumbnails that we just looked at, there was no text at all. They just got some good pictures, you know. I would recommend that. I'd recommend changing them, it looks like you do update these live streams frequently. So I'd recommend different pictures of your ferrets just up close. The cutest stuff you have, nice and big on the thumbnail, and let the title do the rest. You know, I don't remember the title of the Tiny Kittens one, but I think it was kind of similar to what you were saying, where like they had a name for the cats.
Yeah, go back to the channel because there is a couple of things I noticed there. The Tiny Kittens one. If you look at the titles, they are referring to characters: Stella's emergency C-section, Piggy and Peggy, Haiku meets the family, Nettle and her Hiblets, and so on and so forth. And then just one more thing, Dan. If you click on one of the live streams,
one of the live ones.
Can you just send a message? Well, subscribe to the channel and say, "Hey guys, the 200 people watching, these kittens are asleep. Why don't you come watch our live stream for a couple of hours?"
I'm not gonna do that.
No? Oh.
There's
nothing happening in the cats.
Terrible etiquette.
Come on.
Terrible etiquette. Okay, so plus I subscribed and it didn't give me access right away anyway. They also repurpose clips, like when a cat is being adopted. They have clips of that happening. I know you're probably not adopting out your ferrets, but there's also like the biggest videos on the channel, like when the cat's giving birth and things like that. So like, again, the live stream clips being repurposed into semi-viral content for this channel. So a lot of stuff there that you can look at. I think I did recommend that FerretTube take a look at that channel, so they may have already kind of noticed some of that stuff. But now that I look at your channel, FerretTube, I think there's some updates you can make that could help quite a bit. But there you go. Overall, channel focus is on spot, and I would just love to see some of this advice taken on and try some things out. All right,
Dan. Have you got a secret password or something?
Yeah, I do. I don't want to tell anybody. Well, okay, fine. Listen.
Secret.
If you're here right now and you remember, remember this word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you wait till the end, it could lead to great rewards. Wow. If you're looking for someone to check out your channel, maybe you just have to remember a word. And the word is pancake.
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 Oh, pancake. Nice, Dan.
Pancake. Remember the word pancake, if it wasn't clear. I know this is a weird interruption.
Pan and cake.
Yeah, what is one word? You might be thinking, what is happening right now? Pancake. Just remember, is it that hard? If you leave and you have this word in your brain, you take it away from somebody else, okay? Remember the word pancake. And by the
I've just got some more news coming in as well, Dan.
Announcements. We are down to our final 10 spots. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So half of the spots for one-to-one coaching have now gone. 10 spots or less remaining. Link in the description. Pancake.
So yes, remember that word and it will become relevant by the end of the live stream. So if you stick around to the end and you have that word in your head, you could, who knows what could happen. All right. Speaking of community stuff, we have a Discord server, and every week or so, maybe every couple of weeks, our community manager, Vicky, does a challenge. And this is another way you can get your channel looked at on our live stream, because the winner of this challenge is going to get a channel review. And you're thinking, I have a great idea for this image in a thumbnail. That's what you have to do. Put Mike Wazowski in a thumbnail. And you're thinking, I have a great idea. I'm going to jump in right now. You're too late because somebody already won.
Ooh.
But you'll have to get the next one.
Nice.
So, yes, this is a fantastic one. The title is The Sad Fall and Rise of Mike.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Just bravo.
Good work.
So good. Now, this particular user said they don't have a channel with any videos on it right now. So
here's our advice. Start a channel. Make a video.
They gave their channel review to their friend.
What?
NecroGames.
Oh.
I allowed it.
As a commentator says in NFL Blitz, is that legal?
Hey, sometimes it's all about who you know. I did allow it. So apparently NecroGames is a friend, and they talk about YouTube all the time, and so this was who is getting a review now. So obviously a gaming channel, and they have 410 subscribers and a lot of things going on, but not a ton of frequency in terms of the content they're uploading. They got some reactions from like a couple months ago. Master the art of skill in Warhaven, exclusive Steam Next Fest gameplay, and then Minecraft Cobblemon, Plipplup's encounter with Chadmon, an unforgettable connection. So they're playing some Minecraft, but modded Minecraft with Pokemon in it. There are a few things going on this channel that we probably need to talk about. General gaming advice.
Yeah.
And if you hear what we have to say and you're like, I want to know more about that, there is a bunch of links in the description of other gaming videos we've done in the past that cover a lot of what we're about to go into, but in more detail. So do be sure to watch those, especially the ones that towards the top. They're the newest ones. All right. First things first. One of the things we tell a lot of gaming channels is that channel focus is going to be everything for you, especially in the gaming space, because we're talking about every single like game has like a culture around it, a community, a lot of competition in all those different spaces. So what we generally recommend when you're starting out is to just find one thing that you feel like I could talk about this thing forever, and that thing being a game. Now we're talking like you're going to dedicate your channel to this one thing or type of game, whatever it is, for the foreseeable future. And eventually you get to a point where you could start to branch out. But first, try and master the one craft, right? So Minecraft is one thing you've done. Warhaven is another. You've reacted to video game cosplay. And then you've done a sponsored video, System Shock 2023 remake reaction. These four things are completely different as far as like a subscriber would be concerned. If someone subscribes to your channel because of this video where you're reacting to System Shock, and then your next video is reacting to cosplay, that's a totally different thing. Gaming culture, I guess, in general, but they didn't subscribe for that. They subscribed because they thought you were going to play System Shock or games like it. And then, just days later, or I mean, a month later, sorry, that's a month ago. Days later, it's like Minecraft pops up. And they're like, okay, I don't even know how this channel got in my feed at this point. It's so different. You got to think about, if you want to build a channel and build a community, you've got to think about the audience that you're taking along with you. And the example I like to give is that if us at vidIQ uploaded a video about a Minecraft playthrough, but we weren't reviewing them as a YouTuber, we were literally just Rob and I playing Minecraft, there's a section of our community that might find that kind of funny. But overall, the general vidIQ audience would be skip. They wouldn't have a lot of feelings about it. They would just skip it. They would see it pop up in their feed and they would just go, I don't watch Minecraft. I come here to learn about YouTube. And they might not even think about it that hard. They may just not click on it. And that's the fight I think a lot of these gaming channels have. There are some gaming channels that are very passionate about saying the opposite. No, you got to branch out early. You got to do everything you can to stand out in multiple spaces early. But some of the biggest gaming channels on YouTube started small and branched out over time. And if you go back and look at your favorite gaming creators and you look at their history of content, you'll see the moment where they started to take off. You'll see them double down on that experience. And then you'll see the moment when they started to feel like more comfortable branching out into other spaces.
So Dan, how many long form videos do they have? The channel says 400 in total.
Well, they started 5 years ago with Minecraft.
Okay.
Looks like they were focused on that for a little bit too.
So it's mostly, so there's a lot of long form stuff there. Okay. Right.
Oh, no.
Right, yeah, because
Okay.
when you scroll down initially, I didn't think there was many videos.
A lot of shorts, though, which I did not look at before we started going off on a...
Yeah, so what most popular there?
5,000.
Okay, so they're having some success there with what looks to be maybe a first-person shooter, although...
Valorant?
I'm not sure what... I can't quite tell what all of these games are.
This is the example I gave earlier, by the way, of putting your face cam in the short.
One enemy remaining.
What is he shooting at?
So, that's a little more engaging to me than the ones we were watching earlier. We can see them. I would like to see their reaction even larger on the screen. Like maybe when you're shocked, who's shooting at me? Like it zooms in on your face a little bit. Like there could be more movement there. But again, we're nitpicking. I think, their latest shorts that have the face cam, to me, look more engaging.
Different game now, though, isn't it? The latest ones.
Oh, I said we were going to go to super chats earlier, and I forgot. Sorry about that. We'll get to those in
we'll
just
do
a
that in
bit.
a second. And this is interesting. The latest ones, Dan, have a shorts watermark on them. Can we click on these, please? Is that them?
I think that's YouTube. Oh yeah, that's them, their channel. But yeah, YouTube puts that there.
What happens is if you download your short, it puts that watermark on the short. So it's like they've uploaded the short, downloaded it, and then re-uploaded it. Now, this may be the tactic of just re-upload your short if it didn't work the first time, which has been suggested many times. But yeah, it just caught me off guard, that shorts watermark. But it's your own content, so no concerns there in terms of using other people's content. But yeah, same problem in that you're jumping from game to game. When we were looking at the long form content, my question was, what's the format? Is it Let's Play? Is it games reviews? Is it video essays? Is it storytelling? And I wasn't sure. The About section, does that reveal any more about the creator's intent? Let me see. So it's like, we're just going to go on some adventures. We're just going to play some games, see what happens. So this is where I think the creator needs to just take a step back and think about why they visit particular gaming channels and what keeps them coming back. You know, it may not even be the game they're playing, but it might be because they always have this comedy angle, or they do challenges with high stakes, or they're the best tutorials I can get anywhere. I don't feel that vibe immediately from this channel. So, you know, as well as finding the game that you're super passionate about, how you articulate that game is also something you may want to investigate. And then if you just go to the videos, Dan, I felt as if almost every thumbnail and title was trying to over-explain. Yeah. Like if you look at the most recent one, the thumbnail says Minecraft Cobblemon Journey Starts Here. And the title is Pitbloop's Encounter with Chadman and Unforgettable Connection. I don't know how those two titles connect to each other. Right. And it's taken me 10 seconds to even explain the thumbnail and title without understanding it. So I think the creator needs to simplify their messaging as well. Yeah.
I want to take a quick look at a channel that I referenced it last week, I think. But it's a great example of a massive channel that has their content strategy honed in. And one, I think when people think about gaming channels, this is the type of channel that comes up in their mind. They're like, well, look, these massive channels play multiple games. There is a personality behind this channel. It's been developed over a very long period of time. I don't want to like focus on that too much, but right now it's Tears of the Kingdom all day, every day. You know, that's their game of choice. Most of the time what you'll see on this channel is like Nintendo games. So even though they've branched out, they're still catering to a Nintendo audience. I want to look at the shorts because when I think about a good YouTube short, a good YouTube gaming short, this is one of the creators that pops up in my mind. And I'm going to show you one of these and explain why. Oh, well, I muted it.
Expected don't Tears of the Kingdom glitches are absolutely insane, and no one expected this in particular to be as broken as it is. Auto build is an ability that you can get by going to the Great Plateau depths, and it allows you to...
I haven't even gotten like into the clip that he's trying to show yet, right? And I'm already hooked because he's talking directly to me. That's the thing I'm trying to communicate when I say like your gaming short should do a little bit more and add context. If you just swipe to this and you didn't even like play Zelda, you would have somebody looking straight at you and saying like, this is a thing and this is how it works. And then eventually he's going to get to like the moment from a live stream that like all of this is building up to
recreate builds you've previously put together. However, it has an absolutely ridiculous side effect that can be exploited.
Notice the face cam is not, the lips are not matching up with what he's saying because this is a clip from a live stream. So this isn't just repurposing clips. Like the extra effort is going into this video to tell a story and to take a moment from a live stream, but make it the topic of a whole entire short and not just throw it out there on its own, where you're going to get there and like he's going to be a little more quiet, a little more subdued and like, oh, what does this do? And he's going to be moving stuff around. You're not going to quite understand what's going on. When you're doing shorts in general, but especially in gaming, this is a much, much better way to captivate an audience that's just going to be swiping through shorts. They may have never seen you before. In fact, most of them won't if you're brand new, right? And YouTube's just kind of testing your content with a new audience. And this is much more engaging. It's way more work, but I think the views speak for themselves. So this was just a creator I wanted to shine a spotlight on because this is exactly the kind of channel I think of when I think gaming channel in 2023.
Also, they're not using any hashtags in their shorts.
Yes.
And again, I think this creator that we've just been looking at is guilty of adding definitely hashtags into their shorts from what I could remember. And it's probably not necessary.
Yeah. So I know what we're suggesting for NecroGaming and any gaming channel like is a ton more work. But again, like this is one of those moments where you have to sit down and think, I want to grow on YouTube. How do I compete? YouTube is so competitive. We've all heard that, right? YouTube is like the super competitive landscape. This is how. That extra effort does not go unrewarded once you start to practice and you know, learn all the skills. So give yourself some time, give yourself some patience, you know, because you're not going to nail it on the first try. That's for sure. Okay. So we're about to look at some super chats. As a reminder, if you give a super chat, we cannot review your channel via super chat, but we can answer your questions. And the first question we got is from Jover, I believe. Is it okay to hire someone else as the main face of your channel? What are the risks? We have 2 channels, 1 monetized. Any thoughts about channel makers and Nate? That's like 2 totally different things, but oh no, I can see where they're coming from. Go ahead.
Yeah. So vidIQ hired some faces. What are the risks? Well, vidIQ doesn't know this, but I have secret code, which if ever anything goes wrong, hang on. I won't reveal what they are. You know, the thing about YouTube is you're building a community, and usually that is around, you know, what Primal Branding calls a leader, somebody who is a representative, an ambassador of the thing that you're passionate about. So yeah, there can be risks with that, but there are channels that successfully transitioned from one host to a new host. Our thoughts on channel makers and Nate's, well, I guess mine personally, Dan, I don't want you to, I'm not speaking for you. I wish Nate the best of luck in his new ventures, wherever they are. I know he's already got a new channel up. Make sure you find it out. I can't remember what it's called now, but he is now running solo, as far as I'm aware. And who knows, maybe we'll try and reach out to him and see if he wants to join us for a live stream in the future. But yeah, all the best, Nate.
All right. Your gamer bud. I posted my original TikToks without any copyrighted music on, or as YouTube Shorts, leaving TikTok watermark. Is it true that YouTube doesn't like this? Yes.
Yes.
As far as I've been told, and I've been in calls where people are like hosting seminars from YouTube, they have alluded to that. YouTube, you'll find that YouTube never says anything super direct, but they alluded to the fact that if you keep that TikTok watermark on your content, because their AI is not going to research whether or not it's from your TikTok channel. It's just better to not have their competitor's logo show up anywhere. So that tends to hinder the success of your short. Whether we're talking monetization, whether we're talking the short just getting less views, I don't know. I don't know what actually happens, and they obviously won't tell us, but yes, try to take the original file that you uploaded to TikTok and save it, and then you can post it on Reels and YouTube and wherever else you want to post it safely without that watermark. But one thing that like Jaden, our new TikTok host, would tell you is that making content specific for the platform you're on is always a better game plan. Each platform kind of has its own culture, its own vibe, and people can kind of sense right away when something has been uploaded somewhere else and it's just being kind of repurposed, you know? So it's really good. The more work you put into this, the more you can get out of it. But that's just a general tip.
Good tip, Dan.
Art by Jera. My 9-year-old cousin has a gotcha vid that hit 1 million. It's a low effort genre and she doesn't make them anymore. Could we change it up? Most of my art vids on there or no? Interesting.
Oh, so this is the danger of making a viral piece of content that you may not be continuing on with in the future. And now, most of your views presumably have come from that gacha video. There may still be views coming into that gacha video. and that's what they expect next. So you may have to make the tough decision to unlist that video to stop YouTube recommending the wrong audience to your existing content. And that's the first challenging question we may pose to you.
Yep. All right. Next one here from Joshy12. I play Brawl Stars live only. Fortnite for shorts and long live. Wait, what? And long live streams, maybe they meant. I did Lego until I made another channel for it. Any ideas and viral vid without fate? Okay, Joshy.
There's channels everywhere.
Joshy.
Funny.
Similar to your question, we are afraid your channel might be just like really scrambled. There's just a lot of things going on. Just when you guys ask your questions, please try and like, you know, double check, read it through, make sure it makes perfect sense so we can answer it, because I'm afraid I can't really answer this. I don't really know. You're kind of coming from so many directions. I don't really know how to help. I don't know if you have anything, Rob.
I will try and guess at an answer, and that answer would be, of all of them, right, pick the one that you're most passionate about and the format you enjoy making content the most about, and focus on that going forward. As for going viral without a face, our general advice would always be, don't try to go viral, because you may end up with the same problem the previous creator had. Or if you do go viral and you can't sustain the view counts afterwards, that can be a little frustrating and like hold you back and make you feel like this is just such a struggle. We would always encourage more gradual, consistent growth over a longer period of time, because that's more sustainable for you and your mental health.
Now, I want to keep reading super chats, but real quick, let's welcome Viper.
Oh, you stuck me in there. How clever,
What's up,
Dan.
Viper?
What's up, Rob? What's up, Dan? How y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Figure I would drop in and say hello. It's been a while, so hello.
Yeah, happy to have you. We're gonna answer some more super chats. Let's pitch this one to you. Armor 3 and Crusader Kings 3.
I can't do much with that.
I'm guessing this was them saying what game they're playing from earlier. So thank you, James.
My answer is yes.
Yes. And then we got one from Mama Jamas, who's asking how to sign up for a channel review. The links are in the description below. 2 forms, one of them gaming, one of them non-gaming. Whichever one you feel like your content fits into best, just sign up for that one. And then here in a little bit, we're going to do random selections. So it's not too late to fill out one of the forms below. They are in the description. Pokefang, new member. Oh. Hey! Thanks for becoming a member of the vidIQ Nation. We appreciate it. Here we go. Merly Sims. I hope I'm saying that right. American pancakes or British, aka crepes? I like both, but for different reasons. I don't know how to pick.
I don't know what the difference is between the two. I like...
Crepes are really thin, right?
Thin pancakes
that
are sort of crispy around the edge. They're delicious. Fat, fluffy pancakes. Like the ones... I used to live in Canada. The ones at IHOP... Nah, not interested.
So you don't like the ones where they take a muffin and just smush it real flat?
Yeah,
okay.
Nah, not for me.
Got it. Viper?
I'll take the American pancakes. I like my pancakes fluffy.
All right. Yeah, I like both. I don't know. I would eat both equally. So we have some varying opinions here. Matt's Fishing Escapes. I thought it said experience for a second. It's escapes. Thanks for becoming a member. vidIQ Nation. Enjoy your emotes. Yes, we heard you, Rob. Matt Cave Gaming. Once monetized, do older videos generate revenue? Or is it videos only posted after? Great stream as always. Thank you. It is all your videos as long as you put the monetization on. And they're still getting views. But you're not going to get retroactive monetization. Like, it's only views on any content you've made, but from monetization forward. So they're not just going to pay you like a check for all the old views you have.
If I recall, once you get into the YouTube Partner Program, doesn't YouTube default just turn monetization on all your videos, or do you have to go back?
I thought you had to, like, basically a thing pops up, if I recall. At least this was the most recent monetization I've seen. A thing pops up like, hey, you're monetized. Like, do you want to just turn it on for all your videos? And you basically can say yes, or you can manually go through.
Yep.
Good day from Thelmer.
G'day.
Thelmer. Oh,
g'day, Robbo.
New South Wales, Australia. Thank you for your super. Appreciate it.
Australia. We're gonna win the Ashes. We're behind right now, but come on, England. Come on.
Okay, and then the NICU doc. If you make a channel for teens, but your viewers sway to kids, do you now have to change it to a kids channel even though this is not your intent?
Ooh. How do they know the viewers are swaying to kids? Because that demographic is not represented in your analytics.
Yeah. Also, it's not about the audience, it's about the content that you're making. Because I have a tech channel and kids watch my tech channel. So does that mean I have to change my tech channel to make for kids? Absolutely not.
But also, we're not lawyers, so
that's
true. That's why it's really hard to like give you a direct answer, because we're not YouTube and we're not law professionals, and that's really what this comes down to, is that policy exists for legal purposes. But yeah, there's no demographic in YouTube that goes under 13, I think. So I wouldn't really know how to like advise there. But if your intent is not to make kids content, I think a lot of people go off of that, but that's all I can say.
Did Dan really just say that out loud? Did you really just say that out loud?
What?
That there's no demographic on YouTube under 13? Did you
I don't think YouTube, sorry, I don't think they like show a demographic range, but beyond.
There you go. I'm about to say, come on now.
You know what I meant.
We know.
All right. So that was our super chats for now. Thank you so much. If we get some more, we will check them out in a bit. But we have another channel we want to look at, another pre-selected channel here, Rob. It's Dave Manny.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dave Manny. So I picked this channel as a representative of just figuring out YouTube and being successful, in the sense that they have 121,000 subscribers. Brilliant. They've made just under 500 videos, so they're well into their YouTube journey. But Dan, if you sort by most popular, this is like the thing that's most wow. Like, they haven't had really what you would say a big viral moment. Like, sure, 375,000 views is brilliant, but you would usually expect a channel of 100,000 subscribers to have maybe one video that hit 1 million views. So what I'm saying is, it's actually good that you haven't had a viral moment, because what it displays is that you have an ultra consistent audience that keeps coming back time and time again. So if you go back to their latest content, look at the view counts. Uber consistent, 17,000, 14,000, 12,000, 12,000, 17,000, so on and so forth. Like, very consistent, very solid, excellent. How do they make their channel even more successful? My sort of hint and suggestion here is try to package up the videos with a bit more storytelling potentially, because I feel as if that's what's keeping your audience coming back for more. They're joining you on your journey, and maybe you can go a bit more to the side of, this is the story at our location, rather than the location you are currently at. I may be wrong with this. This might require a bit of experimentation, but just well done for the channel. Like, really good thumbnails. I would argue that some of the thumbnails are maybe a little flat. And what I mean by that is that they're quite busy. There's a lot going on in some of these. Maybe you could blur the background a little bit in some of these to focus on the foreground. But generally speaking, they are very good. And also in the shorts, Dan, they're doing, it's like a well-rounded channel. They're doing YouTube shorts, which is fantastic to see as well. But again, I feel as if they could have slightly better storytelling. For example, the one at the very top, Addis to Jinka on Ethiopia Airlines. The story in that is that it was a 1-hour flight, and they actually got food and drink on the flights on a 1-hour flight, which is kind of like unheard of. So I think maybe they could have teased that story. Like, you wouldn't believe what happened on this 1-hour flight. Yeah. That might be something that's interesting, as opposed to this is a what. Yeah. You make it like a more of an intriguing why. But I mean, generally speaking, fantastic channel. And when you say that, you're specifically, like, it's good to point out, since it's a short, we're specifically talking about the first words that people hear when they scroll to it. You'll never believe what happened on this 1-hour flight. You can make that the title too, but I would say it's more impactful to have that in verbally spoken in the video.
Addis to Jinka on an Ethiopian airline. Let's go. This is the dumbest.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like a really tightly put together story.
Yes.
Sorry, it's tightly put together short, but the little story element in there was maybe just not emphasized enough.
Right. So you basically opened up by saying 2 locations, you know, and you're going to get on a plane, but it doesn't. As soon as people hear that, they it's like their permission to swipe away. Like maybe they don't know where those places are, or they're like, cool, you went from one place to another, you know. So that's kind of what we're talking about with storytelling in shorts. And this is just for anybody, you know, just keep in mind a brand new viewer. What are they going to hear as soon as they swipe to your short? So yeah, good call out there.
Yeah, then I open the floor for any other observations.
They are doing some live streams too. These look more like community, like, which is great. Like, I think this is good. These get really good views. It looks
strong
like
view counts. Yeah, that just reflects the power, the core of their audience. They've got a super tight community there, which is awesome.
Yeah, like I imagine these are just kind of them answering questions and things like that, which for travel channels I've seen work really well. Because people have a lot of questions. Like you're just constantly out in the world. And these are like, when you think about the type of audience you're attracting to this channel, like these are perfect in terms of live streams. You don't have to overthink these. It's like, hey, people just want to chat with us. Like we're finally at our hotel or, you know, wherever, and let's just sit down and like talk. So yeah, great find, Rob. This is a really good channel.
And I think one final thing in the about section. I don't know how true this is now. Maybe this is different, but they describe themselves as moving from Canada to Kenya, and then they're doing all of this travel, even though they are still working full time, which sounds incredible to me as well. Now, as I say, this description was made in 2019. Well, the channel joined in 2019. Oh, look at that. The last day of 2019. They must have had a New Year's resolution to say, like, we're going to start this channel in 2020. Blimey, just when the pandemic started as well. Whew, that must have been a tough start for the channel. But
for a travel channel.
Yeah, you've certainly succeeded. I'm just wondering if that can be teased out a little bit more. You know, the ideal viewer is probably someone along the lines of somebody who has these dreams and ambitions to travel the world, but they feel as if they're tied to their desk. Well, this person apparently is tied to their desk 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, but they're still able to do this.
Yeah. All right, Dave Manny. We'll move on to the next thing.
Right. Just before we do, Dan, we need to go back just to like the full screen and bring up the landing page, if you know what I mean. Because, folks,
this is your final chance to get one-on-one coaching. As of right now, 2 spaces left.
Wow.
If you do sign up, let us know in the chat. 2 spaces left.
2 spaces left.
And then you're in a waiting list game. And who knows when you'll have another opportunity.
So before we move on, I just want to say that we have some really amazing coaches that are ready to take you guys on. I actually went through the training with them. So I was going through their training for all the coaches that we onboarded for the program. And they are some really bright individuals and creators themselves. So you guys are going to be in really good hands when you do have your one-on-one session with these people. So you got some good stuff coming your way.
Really bright individuals, which is why I'm not one of them.
He's lying.
It's time. It's time. There it is. Yes, we are here to randomly select your channels. You've been submitting on both the gaming and non-gaming forums, depending on what type of channel you have, and now it could be randomly selected. So on the non-gaming forum, we have 560 responses. On the gaming forum, 484 responses.
1,000 plus submissions.
Yes. So here we go. Let's pick a non-gaming channel. 295.
I'm going to nominate Viper to lead off with this channel. If that's all right with you, Viper. Just to get you into the game.
I'm game. Let's go.
All right.
All right. Sadiq Umar. I hope I'm saying their name right. An African freelancer. It's according to their channel banner.
Yeah. So I love that your value proposition is smacking me in the face. Like, you're a freelancer, and it looks like you are trying to teach other people how to become freelancers as well. So I like that. For the most part, your thumbnails are clear and they're very easy to understand, although I would caution you on being on the lookout for how much text you include in them. But for the most part, they're good. Let's see. Let me look at these titles and see what we got. How to apply for a job on Upwork. How to get your first freelancing job within 7 days or later. So it looked to me like you're doing search-based content, which, again, nothing wrong with that. That's a staple of YouTube. I don't know. I think the biggest thing that I am getting from this channel is, obviously, besides the fact that it's an education channel, like, it's purely like an education channel, but I'm just missing the emotional connection to you as a creator. Now, I know for educational channels that's a little bit harder, but the thing that I guess I'm really trying to say here is that anybody can do this particular type of content, but what sets you apart? And I feel like African freelancer, that's not enough for me. I need to know what it is about you that I should gravitate toward. And I'm just not getting that from looking at your channel and your titles and things like that. The titles are kind of generic as well. Again, you're an education channel, so generic titles are more of a thing in the education space. But if you want to grow an audience, you got to stand out somehow. And I'm just not getting that feeling of standing out from you here. So I think that's maybe something that you might want to work on as you grow your channel, different things like that. Think about what are some of the things that make you stand out, and why should a viewer gravitate and click on your videos and your content? Because like I said, from looking at this at face value, nothing's pulling me into you as the creator. But maybe that's something that you could work on as you grow into your role here on YouTube.
Hey, Viper, I've got a quick question for you. Like, straw poll. There's some slightly different thumbnail designs here. Are there any designs that kind of jump out at you?
The green ones at the top, two.
I agree.
The green ones instantly jumped out at me. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, as you say, they're a little chaotic, but that color scheme almost jumps off the page. I quite like it.
I agree with everything Viper was saying. And like the one thing I would add, just as like a tip for maybe helping to stand out, the question I had as soon as I looked at the channel, like the thumbnails, is that you're a freelancer, but what kind of freelancer? You know, and I know that the videos you're making are just for any freelancer, right? Like, this is how you get a job on Upwork. Anyone of any like freelance profession could use Upwork. But I think you'd stand out a lot more if you pushed yourself into one type of space, you know, because there are freelance video editors, there's freelance writers, and not just like writers, but like copywriters and blog writers, and like niche down a little bit, you know, and you could earn some credibility in one community of freelancers and then branch out from there in the future. But right now it's like you're trying to cater to every freelancer. And the thing is, your competition, I have to imagine, is catering to the video editors. And then there's competition catering to the voiceover artists. And there's competition catering to the writers, like copywriters. So what's your, like, you've obviously been a freelancer before. What was your thing? You know, what space can you speak to with the most confidence because you've been there? And then you can start to give some very specific advice to those types of freelancers in that profession. And then the advice that would help anybody, the generalist advice as well. But that's what's missing for me. I'm like, okay, freelancer, but like that could be so many things.
I had two thoughts. The channel banner does suggest that this is targeted towards the African entrepreneur freelancer. So from an SEO point of view, and as Viper rightly pointed out, these are search intent titles. Should they lean more into the fact that it's geared towards an African viewer? Perhaps, I don't know. And then what I'm curious about is, I think we'd all say that these are fairly solid titles and thumbnails, right? For a beginner, for a complete beginner on YouTube, there's nothing objectively wrong with these. It could do with work here and there.
Right.
But the view counts are very, very low, I would suggest, even for search-based content. We're like barely scratching double digits. So I'm wondering why that is. And my only potential answer is, Dan, can we just click on one of these and watch the first 5 to 10 seconds? I want to see if, now you see,
They're a good set.
The quality looks high as well. So let's just, yeah. So again, for a new creator, that's a good setup.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Oh yeah.
I love the lighting on it. What's the audio like, Dan?
Having an attractive portfolio is one of the key aspects of securing work as a freelancer. But
Okay,
how
so
can
like
you
he's
keep an
presenting very clearly,
Mhm.
which is cool. So now I'm sort of curious. Like, I feel as if this creator should be getting more views than what they are. I
But-
don't know why they aren't.
I have to go back to what I was saying though. I feel like because a portfolio could be so many things.
Sure.
And
yeah.
I think you can give a lot of specific advice, like a video editing portfolio. There's tactics you can throw in there specific to video editors, you know, and because this is so generic in terms of portfolio, that I feel like a lot of people give this a miss, because when you're a freelance whatever looking for advice, what are you going to type into search? Like video editor portfolio, you know, blog portfolio. Like you're
Okay,
going to
yeah,
put
fair
something
point,
specific
fair point.
there. So
Yeah.
I think the advice in this video is probably excellent, but because they widen the scope so far, they're like, no one's really searching for portfolio tips.
Yeah,
They're going to be
I think
searching
that's
for
a fair
something,
point, Dan.
you know, they want.
Do they do shorts as well? I just want to
Oh yeah, let's see.
check that. We are doing shorts,
Hmm.
and yeah, similar disappointing view count there. And again, these look as if they've been highly edited. You know, burned in captions. Looks really cool. So I think this creator has potential. I think there's, as you said, Dan, there's a potential unlock here. And what is that unlock? And I think once you've figured it out, you're going to start to grow quite rapidly.
Yeah. I really, I'd love to come back and see if this channel takes any of our advice and implements it, because this is like, I think really strong. I think they put a lot of thought into even starting a channel in the first place. They obviously prepared a really awesome looking studio, invested in themselves, their microphone, all that stuff. The camera looks good. It's that one like missing piece that they need to get. So thank you for submitting your channel. We move on to the first gaming channel now. Go, wait. Yes.
What's this? Just something's coming through. Something's coming through.
Is it gonna be loud?
It's another announcement. What's the announcement?
Oh,
We've sold out.
hey!
It is confirmed. We have no more one-to-one coaching spots. However, if you want to join a waiting list, and when we open up more capacity, please do fill in the form that's in the description right now. And with that, my work is done. See you later.
Wow, one day, right? It took all of one
Oh,
day.
yeah.
to fill out. Amazing.
I think like basically 24 hours. Like in fact, it was less than 24 hours ago we posted the video. So yeah.
Well,
Good
thank
luck
you all.
on your YouTube journeys, and you know, you can still sign up for the waitlist.
Also, in addition to the waitlist, there is vidIQ Max, which is group coaching, and that is also available to you, and that is still available. That's not sold out. So also
Absolutely.
consider vidIQ Max. You get group coaching, you get access to our private Discord with a bunch of creators that are looking to grow, and yeah, we have some cool people in that Discord as well. So consider that too.
All right, we will move on to the next channel. It's going to be a gaming channel this time, which the gaming forum is now ballooned to 499 responses. I'm going to put up to 500 in case someone just squeaks in there real quick. And we will draw number 430 from the gaming forum. So someone who submitted quite recently. Volt Gaming, excuse me. For now, only news and tutorials on Valorant Mobile. So 2,400 subscribers. So they already have their channel focus. They're doing news and tutorials, not just on anything, but Valorant Mobile. All right. All right. 2.39K subscribers as promised. And if we look here, sure enough, we have some I'd say pretty clean thumbnails here. Some nice, easy to read text. Valorant Mobile, all news, latest explained in 2 minutes. Okay. A lot of all caps titles here. Ace, unseen gameplay in Valorant Mobile plus release date. That one did pretty well. Things you don't know about Valorant Mobile's news and release date. I think when I think about news, gaming news channels, I think about being specific, right? So all the latest news, for example, that's like one way to pitch your video. But what if you were to focus the video on the most exciting bit of news, at least to you? So instead of just saying, here's all the news, which they can get from the thing that Valorant put out, I'm sure they have a change log of some kind when they update their game. You're going to break that down, which is fine, but what is the coolest thing they added? Focus your video on that. You can say in the video, like, we're going to talk about blah, 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 whatever that thing is, and we're going to get to the other news as well. But guys, check this out. This means this for the game, and this is going to change everything. Like, cherry pick the coolest thing and try to focus your news videos on that and see if that changes anything for you, because I've seen that strategy work for channels that cover one game like a lot, and it helps you kind of like make an even more descriptive title and thumbnail, because now you're talking about one specific change. Now you can imagine a thumbnail that shows if it's like a new weapon or a new skin or something. Like, your thumbnail could focus on that rather than being so, I'm going to say, generic in this case, because it's just some text and then there's like a face of a character, but there's just not a lot here to grab people, you know? It looks like it says decoded in Hindi, so I'm not sure if that's you saying the language you're going to be speaking, or if Valorant added something like a translation. Let me click on this.
Hey guys, no welcome, no intro. सीधी बात करते हैं Valorant Mobile
That's
की news के बारे में.
That was a welcome ending
telling
intro.
us that it's not going to be an intro. I like that.
So it does look like they explain this in a different language, which is in Hindi. So again, none of this implies a specific thing your video is about. It's just going to be all the news, and that's my number one piece of advice for anyone doing this kind of content. Rob, what are you seeing? Or Viper, whoever wants to jump in.
The thumbnails are good, but maybe a bit too full on in that we talk about, Dan, you talk about negative space sometimes, and it's as if the creators want to fill up every single piece of a thumbnail with some sort of imagery. And then in the one that's in the top right, if you go scroll up to the top again, the one in the top right is almost like goes too much to the other side where there's too much negative space. And because everything's in the foreground, my eyes, I'm not sure where my eye should land immediately when I see the thumbnail. So that would be my little tweak for the creator.
Yeah, I completely agree there. It's kind of a jarring change when you look at this thumbnail compared to the others. It's like, I would love for them to meet this in the middle somewhere. But some of these they're not bad. And some of them work pretty well. Let's see the most popular video. Interesting. So this is like a code activation thing. I don't know if that's going to be against YouTube's community guidelines.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Yeah.
Sort of stuff.
So what's like the first Valorant mobile video? Hyperfront lag fix, Hyperfront Ultra FPS. And so this was probably addressing like an issue at the time. Like, people were getting like frame drops and things like that. And when you're playing a first person shooter, you cannot have that. So they were probably solving a very specific problem with this video. And they were kind of doing that. I would say the titles these days are a lot better than what they were. But yeah, for the most part, after you got away from this Hyperfront stuff, it looks like that's when things started to change a little bit for the channel in terms of views and things like that. Interesting. Viper, anything to add before we move on?
No, I kind of want to go back to something you were saying about niching down though. I know some creators, when you first start out on YouTube, you want to just do everything. You want to do all the content. You want to do variety stuff. But that's a hard way to grow on YouTube, because we as humans are creatures of habit. We have our expectations and we want to know what to expect. I know it's boring, but the more predictable that you are on YouTube, the easier it will be for you to grow, because when people know what to expect from you as a creator, they get more comfortable with you. It's almost like a convenience thing. You know how you hear out there that some people, they know they could secure things or their security is important, but sometimes they sacrifice security for convenience. It's kind of the same thing we're growing on YouTube. Sometimes you have to sacrifice wanting to do everything to make it easier for people to relate to your content. So just think about that.
All right. I want to get back to some super chats because we're getting a whole bunch. And the first one is from On Repeat. Is it okay to branch out and try different content?
I just addressed it. I think.
Go
ahead, Dan.
No, you were just on a roll there.
I'm gonna say, I think once you get to a certain point, once you get to like maybe 50,000, 100,000 subscribers, then maybe it's okay to branch out a little bit. But at the beginning, you kind of want to be focused. But what do you think, Dan?
I think that's true. I think you want to be focused as long as possible. However, I just don't want anyone to be scared of trying new things. Like, we try new things all the time, and we worry about them in the background. We're like, this is something that we haven't done before. Are people going to like it? So even a channel at our size still has to be a little bit cautious and concerned about the type of new experiments we do. But we've never let that stop us, and I don't think any channel should necessarily let it stop you. I think the mistake that gets made is when you do a soft pivot into something. Like, you're not just going to experiment with one video. You're going to like do 10 in a row, and like suddenly, like, people just think you're now a totally different channel. Like, if you've pivoted to a really hard new topic, you know, but you're considering it to yourself a soft pivot. Like, I'm not going to stay here. I just want to see if these will work. It's good to kind of mix things in, like keep your current audience like engaged when you try something new by not completely shifting your entire focus to something you just want to test out.
Creators grow when they experiment. They stagnate when they continue with the status quo. Put on a t-shirt, wear it with pride.
JGG. So the game, Untitled Boxing Game, that I got lots of views with, is slowly dying out. What should be my next move?
I think, did we audit a channel last week, Dan, on Untitled Boxing Game? And it was like an amazing opportunity. There was tons of views. I feel as if now, maybe because we did a channel audit on it, hundreds of gaming channels have now jumped onto that topic. We're responsible for you not getting as many views. No, I think it's just a case of people are jumping on, trying to surf a trend. It's getting more popular. Now, supply is catching up with demand, and it gets more competitive. So it means you've got to make better content, more original content, etc., or find a way to pivot out of this genre if you think it's too competitive. These are all challenges, but that's YouTube.
Because it's a Roblox game, is there another fighting game, and I mean specifically a fighting game, not just any Roblox game, that the community is kind of gravitating towards? Do you see one kind of climbing the charts? Because that would be the next thing I would do. However, if that game is still getting updates, you can bet there's still gonna be plenty of people playing it, and you should probably just double check. Like, if your game is dying out, usually that's not because of views, that's because of the game stopping updates or releasing a really bad update that nobody likes and everyone just kind of flocks to somewhere else. So if neither of those things have happened, my prediction is that the game is going to continue. It's just maybe the initial hype has died down a little bit, because I'm seeing, like, 9 days ago there was a video from a channel with 10,000 subscribers and it has 50,000 views. And it's a little bit older, 9 days ago, but we're talking about a channel with less than 10,000 subscribers posting just over a week ago and getting 50,000 views. So great thumbnail, great title. Like, there is still, that's something. Like, you could have a whole channel about this still, I think. So just when you talk about things dying out, just be sure that you're, you know, doing some research and confirming that, because there's such a thing as like hype, you know, dying down. That does not mean the community is gone. And it's okay if it shrinks a little bit, because everything does. Everything starts up here when it's brand new and shiny, and then it comes back to whatever it's going to normalize. So just know that difference, because I've been in plenty of gaming communities now, and I've seen games die, and this to me does not, at first glance, and I don't play this game, it does not look like a game that's dying out, personally. The Mighty Chungus. I've uploaded a video, but opted to delete it and re-upload it at a time where I think I'll have more success. Will it impact its views in the future? Shouldn't. I wouldn't have personally done that, because it's gonna kind of find its way to the people it needs to find its way to, I believe, but I don't think it'll hurt doing that either.
Yeah,
I'm curious to know why they deleted it.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on how many views. Like, if a lot of people in your general community saw it already, and then you pulled it, and then you put it back up, and they recognize it, they won't click on it. And so it's you're now the initial audience that always clicks on your content isn't clicking on your content. So that could maybe affect things, but maybe not in the long term. It just kind of depends.
I can only think of a reason to delete it would be time sensitivity, that you think, I've maybe done this preview of this game a little too early, or this piece of tech, maybe I'll wait until it's closer to the time. Yeah, curious one that. My attitude is always, the video probably didn't perform well because it wasn't good enough. I'm just going to remake it and make a better version of it for my audience.
Going wild outdoors, is re-uploading older videos to give them a reboot a good idea? This is interesting. Like the trend today, like we've seen this question in different forums today. Re-uploading, if it didn't do well the first time, I'm not sure why it would do the next time unless you change the title and thumbnail. Re-editing, if like you see something in a video and you're like, oh, I could change the video and re-upload it, because let's say it gets hardly any views compared to what you're used to, maybe then you're okay, because now you've like really adjusted the content. Like maybe you changed the hook, you notice the early retention was bad. But just re-uploading videos and keeping the same title and thumbnail, I don't know what that would change. There's no trick. I want to make that clear. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but I don't think there's a trick that gets YouTube to go, oh, you meant you wanted views. Sorry about the first time, guy. I'll go ahead and give you some views.
Well, to continue to support my YouTube Shorts conspiracy theory, it has been proven that if you just re-upload a short, it can get more traction. Whether that's true now, 3 to 6 months after those videos have been made, but people were doing it and it was working.
That's shorts. I feel like that's different, but yeah.
So I read the question wrong. So what I will say is I kind of agree with Dan. I wouldn't re-upload a video that's already been uploaded, but what I will do is take that video idea and remake that video, or reboot it, as you say. I mean, because we do this in tech every year. Like whenever you do like a tips and tricks video for a product or whatever, if it has a new feature or something, then we make a new video highlighting the new features and things like that. Hell, we do it in vidIQ with I think Dan makes a new gaming video every year with different tips and tricks about how to grow a gaming channel. So yeah, it's okay to re-upload, or not. I shouldn't say re-upload. It's okay to remake an older video with newer ideas. There you go.
Yeah.
Reimagine.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mint Muffled. Unlisted my first video, which had 100K views from your advice, niche change. 9 months, 16 videos later, when does YouTube forget it and I have the right audience and find the right audience?
It's already forgotten. Once you're unlisted, it's forgotten.
Yeah. The idea behind that advice is that if that video is still getting views today, that's a big key to it. You are attracting viewers for a topic you no longer do on your channel. So you're trying to build a community, and you're building a community of people around topic A, but you're moved on to topic B or C by this point. So that's where that advice comes from. Now it's up to you to make sure topic B or C or wherever you're at now is juicy enough for people to click on. You're just trying to build up your audience all over again, but on content that you're more interested, hopefully, in making.
As Todd Beaupre puts it, it's not that YouTube is pushing videos to viewers, it's pulling viewers to videos. So it's kind of what's going to happen is it's going to kind of forget the audience for that video if it's not doesn't exist anymore, and then try and find the then have viewers for the content you're currently making.
There you go.
So before we move on, real quick, Dan, Rob, I see we have our friendly neighborhood YouTube creator liaison in the chat, and I just want to say congratulations, Renee. I saw on Twitter today is your 1 year anniversary with YouTube. I will die on this hill that it is still hiring you was the best decision YouTube has ever made, and I am so happy to see you here and so happy to see your continued success with YouTube, and you are supporting vidIQ and what we're trying to do here, Renee, and just being a good dude to the creator community. So thank you for everything, man.
But I will still complain about not being able to upload custom thumbnails to YouTube Shorts.
We don't need that, Rob.
And they just say, oh, send us a feedback. I can't be bothered doing that in the studio. I've already done it in Twitter. Renee, I'm telling you right now.
We don't need it, Renee.
Thumbnails on Shorts.
No more work. I do enough work, Renee. Richie.
Now.
Don't do it. No one needs that in their life. Okay.
It'd be thumbnail testing in 6 months for thumbnails. But yet Shorts, no custom thumbnails here, there, everywhere. It's a travesty. I'm telling you.
Renee never returned to the live stream. And he was never heard from again. Oh, God. Taylor travels the world. Thanks for looking at my channel. You're very welcome. You were 100% correct about making my thumbnails. I'm trying to get better. I've noticed that business class is what people want. Economy gets no views. Thanks again. Yeah. Well, best of luck. That's
except for that one British Airways one, which is the most popular video on the channel.
Yeah. FerretTube TV, another stream we looked at earlier. Arrived late and watching the audit now. Thank you. Brilliant advice. Ferret sleep 18 hours a day, which is a flaw in my 24/7 plan. That's a really I didn't know that about ferrets. That's really interesting. So what if you put a timer and when you predict they'll wake up? Like, is it really routine?
What I think they should do is record the time that they're awake and then like stretch out the video or loop it. So like they're going in slow motion, almost like 6 hours is stretched to 24 hours.
Oh, there you go. There's a couple different ideas there.
I'm salty today. Oh, jeez.
Improvement burst. Is it better to focus on one topic for our newly monetized channel? Congrats. About self-improvement. Thanks to vidIQ. Should be unlist unrelated earlier videos on the topic. Or on a different topic, I guess they mean. I like focusing on one topic. When it comes to self-improvement, we've seen a lot of channels in that space, and a lot of them make this what I would consider a fatal flaw, where they just try and give general self-improvement advice, but they don't talk about like there's not a specific person in mind. They just try and make it very, very broad. So that would be like my take on it. Like, as long as you're trying to speak to a specific audience, you're doing something right.
I think they can do like feelers out to different topics, like branching topics or comparisons. So your core audience is self-improvement. What are, in a Venn diagram of the ideal view, what might they also be interested in, like self-development or like entrepreneurial things, like, or focusing on like how to sleep better, like how can that bring it, because it's quite a big core topic. I think there's ways you can almost niche down into little areas of that, become the expert.
Two Dudes with Attitudes, a wrestling podcast. Is it okay to stream to multiple platforms, or should it be exclusive to YouTube?
Ooh, it's a good question, because
yeah,
we thought about, because I've seen someone else asking what we use. We use StreamYard, fantastic hashtag not sponsored streaming service that we use, and allows us to put these questions on them. This is all in a browser.
Yeah,
very lightweight, and if I like drop out of a live stream, Dan can take over. Anyway, etc., etc. We could broadcast on Twitter and Facebook as well, but we choose not to. Even though the comments from those platforms could come in as well. I don't know. What do you think? I haven't given an answer there. It's just like we could do and we choose not to.
It kind of comes down to focus, in my opinion. Like when I watch a Twitch streamer, I can see that they're very focused on their Twitch audience, and Twitch has different features and also a different culture, like a different vibe. So it depends on, I don't know, a lot of things. I would say that it might be, when I tried doing this back in the day, I found it distracting to have two different channels. Even if I could get my chat in one place, it didn't, there was something off, and it's hard to describe. Go ahead.
Yes. To Dan's point, I did this a long time ago. And what I noticed when I did this is that sometimes the audience feels cheated when it knows you're not paying attention to them specifically. So let's say I'm streaming to Twitch and YouTube. If I'm talking to somebody from Twitch, then the YouTube audience feels left out. Or if I'm talking to YouTube, then the Twitch audience feels left out. So there is that audience disconnect that could occur when you do this. But ultimately, it depends on what your objective is as a streamer. But just be aware of your audience and how they might experience that as well.
I was trying to remember where the Two Dudes with Attitude reference came from, since I am from that wrestling time period. Can you remember, Viper? I know the answer now, but can you remember who the Two Dudes with Attitude were?
Vaguely, but I don't think so.
Shawn Michaels and Diesel. The Clique.
Okay.
The Clique.
And then the Twitch TOS says you can't stream on YouTube. I need to double check that, because I thought they made a change recently. Because Twitch has been like in some, in some hot water with things.
Self-imploding.
Yeah, that was a rule a time ago, but they changed that rule recently.
Yeah, but I think there's still some stipulations there, and I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. But yes, make sure you read the TOS of any site that you stream to.
Indeed.
EV Pulse, we need Rob's YouTube employee reaction. Yes. What is? Oh, so this for like the chat?
Yes.
Or is this are we talking about a GIF?
Dan, do you not watch our own videos?
I watched the short of you saying yes, but what do they mean by reaction? Do they need?
Yes.
Yes. It's very funny.
It's the way I do it. Sorry. We're both pressing the same button at the same time.
Okay. The Sam D. How long should you wait between video uploads?
Oh, I know the answer.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yes.
Oh, good Lord.
I was trying to get there.
Okay, the actual answer is, I think YouTube is only going to put one of your videos on their homepage, because to me, this is all about the homepage. And you want your videos on the homepage because that's when it's seen by the entire platform, regardless of what the viewers want to watch at the time or whatever. So I think they're only going to put one of your videos on the homepage at a time. So I would say give your videos at least 24 to 48 hours to breathe in between each other, but maybe Robert Dan feels differently.
For shorts, I don't think it matters. You can post. I mean, you still want to probably give it an hour or two between shorts.
Yeah.
And also, there's a special circumstance when you're first starting your channel, so this probably doesn't apply to anyone here. When you start your channel, it's suggested that you put up multiple videos at the same time, because if they really enjoy one video, then they can binge watch on your channel already, and that can be like a real Kickstarter if you start a new channel anytime soon.
And then just real quick, because I know a lot of people might be thinking about the multi-streaming, and it's being said now that they changed it so you can stream to mobile sites, but not YouTube or Kick, which sounds really familiar. So you can like do Twitch and TikTok, I think, for example, maybe Twitch and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just make sure you catch up on, if you're going to stream for like YouTube and Kick, for example, just read terms of service, make sure, because there is some exclusivity that they like to fight over a little bit. All right. Thank you for your super chats. Oh, let's see. One more before we get back to channels. Oh, nope. We already read that one. Excuse me.
Oh, they got an extra sound effect.
There you go. All right. We have more random channels to get to. I say random because we are now drawing channels via the CLAAAW. And we will draw a non-gaming channel, which is now 614 deep. Ow. 523. It's pretty recent. MashBoy Respect. Their goal is to entertain people, or their focus, rather.
Did we say no more super chats now, because we won't be able to answer them?
There's a really good chance we will not get to your super chats. Yes, good call.
Just being honest, folks.
Yes. All right. So 79 subscribers. It looks like one long form video.
All right.
And it looks like they're more of a shorts channel. But
these memes,
it looks like, I'm going to say, content that probably was not made by this creator, because of all the different faces and situations that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And so just going to throw this out there. We should probably move on, just because we're not exactly sure where this content's coming from.
Same
and
title every single time as well.
Yeah. We generally recommend you make your own content.
What's the about section about? Let's
see. Yeah, let's see if it's explained.
That tells us nothing.
Yeah. So if you're repurposing other people's content, you need to make sure that you are doing enough to make that transformative. But that's going to be my advice for this channel. Without clicking at anything, I don't necessarily think we should linger.
We have concerns, which means that we should probably just leave it as is.
Yes.
Unfortunately. We apologize if we've misinterpreted your channel.
Mm-hmm.
Things just didn't add up there, unfortunately.
So 306. Backrooms database. Storytelling and infotainment.
Ah, okay.
All right. All right. So it looks like they're doing like episodic content here.
This is a gaming channel, right?
No, I think it's like the whole Backrooms like meme. Yeah, right. I don't know if meme is the right word for it, but they're basically using the Backrooms as like a storytelling device.
Yep.
Which is interesting. Title and thumbnail wise, I'm not getting a lot from these. It's obvious you're telling a story when I look at the channel as a whole, but if one of these were to pop up just on its own, it would be hard to know like what's actually going to happen. Like,
yeah, the titles are almost written like video tags.
Yeah. Like these videos are going to be more, because I just typed in the Backrooms. Like they're just talking about where it came from, what it's about, things like that. But there's still specific, right? Ranking every Backrooms game on Steam. Like you can read any of these highly viewed videos, titles and thumbnails, and you can kind of get the sense of like what you're going to get into. And I'm not getting that here on the main channel we're looking at. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
it has that let's play without being a let's play feel to it, you know, with level 60, level 58, object 22. Again, because I'm not familiar with this at all. I don't know what that means. I don't know if these are supposed every single video is supposed to follow on from the previous one. So I guess from a broad appeal point of view, these videos do feel a little bit inaccessible and not welcoming, maybe to the new viewer. But having said that, am I doing the channel a disservice? What's the channel size, just in terms of subscribers?
687.
And the view counts are in the hundreds, typically. So, you know, they have an audience.
Yeah.
They have an audience.
Most popular video is Samantha the Psychic Cat Wanders into the Backrooms. Now, this is interesting because I was trying to think to myself, what would I make the title of these videos? But I don't have any context. I don't know much about the Backrooms as a trend, and I don't know what this channel is exactly doing. But one thing that occurred to me is when I saw this video, it said, this one's jumping out to me for some reason. It's called Aiden. I was thinking like maybe the title should be like the time Aiden went into the Backrooms or something like that. Just something that implies like you're going to tell me a story about Aiden. You're not just going to say the name Aiden. And then come to find out, their most popular video does exactly that.
Yeah.
Samantha the Psychic Cat wanders the Backrooms. Oh, okay. Psychic Cat. That's interesting. And it like wanders the Backrooms. That sounds like a story. We're gonna see what this Psychic Cat gets up to. That seems like a complete thought to me. But like the latest videos, it's just like 1 to 2 words, and then the rest of it, like the back way, you know, Backrooms database, just like words that don't mean anything to like the average viewer who's never seen your channel before, just kind of tacked onto the thumbnail or title.
They're almost like chapters in the middle of a book. So
yeah.
If you don't know what the book is about or anything, it's like, I don't know what this means.
Yeah. So that's I think the key right there. I don't know if anyone has anything else to add before we move on.
I think the thumbnails, you know, although they don't really communicate too much, there's a good starting point with them there. They're well designed, colorful. My eye is drawn to a particular object or hero in each thumbnail. So from that point of view, it's good. But then having level 60, object 22, so much ambiguity there. Imagine it like this. Let's say a viewer has some idea of what Backrooms are. And then YouTube says, we have a viewer here watches video A. Video B is similar, one of this creator's videos. Let's show them the thumbnail. And then they see the thumbnail that says Mudslide Backrooms Database Level 58. Is that enough of an intriguing thumbnail and title to get the viewer to watch a new creator? I'm not convinced of that.
Right. So there you go. Backrooms database, a lot to work with there. I think just, a simple shift in the title thumbnail strategy could be a game changer. All right. Now that was a non-gaming channel, so we will take a look at the gaming form, which is 549.
And then after this one, Dan, remember that we have to do something.
Yes, we have to do something.
We have to do something. Even Viper's not familiar with what we're doing because he wasn't here at the beginning.
Yeah, you got to be here at the beginning ish.
Yeah.
This is not the right form. All right. Knoll 12 blocks.
I wonder how many channels have gone through these forms in their lifetime.
Mainly giveaway live streams, they said. Sorry.
These forms have been running for about 2 or 3 years now. So when you think like 500 channels, it's what, 2,500 channels a year. Yeah, like tens of thousands of channels maybe have gone through these forms. Sorry, I'm reminiscing.
So this channel says it's focused on live streams, and they said specifically they're doing mainly giveaway live streams.
Oh.
So
okay.
Yeah, interestingly enough, normally we don't get channels that say they're live stream focused. I'm probably going to give my hot take here on giveaway live streams.
Oh, you probably won't be the only one with a hot take.
I'm going to give a cold take at the end then.
Don't do giveaway live streams.
Don't do it.
Now, here's the thing. If you have a community that you've formed around your channel and you want to give something away, my advice would be to not advertise. And it doesn't look like up front these are giveaways, like it's last leave circle. So we're talking about like Mr. Beast style. This is different, you know, but if you were just to say giveaway, you're going to get a lot of people in there only interested in a giveaway and not your content. So give something away to the viewers who stuck around and like wanted to see what you were up to and just generally like your content. Don't just do giveaway live streams. Like when you said your channel focus was giveaway live streams, it makes me feel like you're playing whatever game. You're just you're not sure exactly what you're doing on your channel, but you know giveaways can get you some views. So when I look at the live streams themselves, though, just from the last couple weeks at least, like it looks like you have a specific interest in Roblox, you know, and you're getting a couple views here and there. I would say a couple because like when I see like 50 views on a live stream, I'm thinking you're probably getting like maybe 5 concurrent viewers, give or take. I obviously wasn't there, so I don't know. What if you continued to adapt these a little bit more? So instead, let's get the giveaway stuff out for a second. You have these last to leave circle videos for Roblox, which by the way is pretty interesting because what if you just put your character there and walked away from your computer? But in any case, you probably have other fun challenges that you could do with your friends. You could do different live streams here instead of doing the same one over and over again. And then you could take clips, funny moments from those challenge live streams and make those into your video content, your YouTube shorts, things like that. That is how you're going to grow a live stream. I just want everybody here to not think that the way to grow a live stream is to just give stuff away. That doesn't get you the right audience. It just gets you people who want things. That's also, not the same.
I am pretty sure that is against YouTube's TOS.
Trying to grow from like giveaways?
Yes.
Manipulation of metrics, potentially.
Yeah, correct. There you go.
That's just my quick look at this channel and the live streams that I've done the last few weeks. Like, that's my take. What do you guys think? You must agree.
I think you nailed it. Yeah.
My cold take is, I agree.
Doing a live stream, raising Robux, please donate. Again, when you're asking for something, donations, views, subscribers, whatever it might be, there's one thing missing from this. What does the viewer get in return for your raising of the Robux?
Right answer.
Yeah. And when I say that because we're looking at a title and a thumbnail, and all it is you asking for donations. But the title and the thumbnail should be about the entertaining content you're about to make. And once they get in there, by the way, guys, we're raising some money for Robux for this reason. We're raising some Robux for this specific reason. I want to get this thing so we can showcase them in the live stream, whatever it might be. So doing a live stream where you're just asking for things is not the way to go. What is the value of watching your live stream and spending time with you? You're almost like an hour and a half long. Why should I stick around? So those are the questions viewers might be asking when this live stream pops up. But all right. Now, we've been teasing something. If you were here earlier, you might know the secret word. And if you know the secret word, that means you could get a channel review right now.
Oh.
Yes. So
what an audience retention ploy that was, Dan.
Oh my God. Rob, you sound like your favorite game that you hate so much.
So I'm going to use this tool. I'm going to hide it though. So this is what it looks like for me. If you put hashtag and then the secret word.
The secret word.
I think I know what the secret word is.
Yeah, you gotta put hashtag in. We won't accept it without the word.
And we're only going to give you a little bit of time. You can only submit it once. If you submit it multiple times, nothing happens.
Yep.
But put in that secret word now, and you will get a channel review.
So it's a hashtag secret word or just a secret word?
Hashtag and then the secret word.
Secret word.
Yes.
But it's not actually hashtag secret word. If you type hashtag secret word in, nothing will happen.
Yeah.
I think people get it. People understand.
60 people, 89 people know the secret word. I wish I could show it on the screen, but then everyone will know the secret word.
Y'all making me hungry.
And also, people are putting in a chat down, so it kind of gives.
No, they don't know. That could be wrong. I'm seeing a lot of people get it wrong.
Think of this. Think of this.
No. Like I would say, most of the people are getting the secret word wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, yeah, they don't. Yeah, they didn't pay attention. So yeah, those of you who are saying that word in chat over and over again, you could be completely wrong, just totally off. You'll never know. Now I've created confusion and chaos.
Bruh. Yeah.
Okay, a few more seconds, and then we're going to draw. I see 208 people have guessed the secret word correctly.
Wow, so at least 200 people who started this live stream are watching now.
217.
An incredible 2,745 people voted in our poll as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and they're not here to say the secret word now.
A lot of them are not.
And also, shout out to the over 600 of you all watching us today. Appreciate y'all being here and hanging out. So thank you for that.
All right. Should we draw it?
Go on then.
All right. The secret word was in fact pancake.
Yay. Now all we need, Dan, is a channel that we can't find on YouTube. Because that's happened before.
That has happened before. TSK Gaming.
Ironically, with one of our moderators who called themselves Calvin. We couldn't find them. And they changed their name to Calvin the Unfindable. And we can easily find them now. And they are a moderator.
Here we go. It took a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Your name is being used by a lot of people, just so you know. Okay. So thank you for sticking around, TSK Gaming. Let's see. Hello, gamers. Welcome to our channel. It looks like we have maybe one game. A lot of vehicles, planes, race cars, motorcycles.
I think there's 2 games. SBK 22 is one of them.
Ride 4 is here.
Battlefield 2042. So those are very different games, I would suggest. One of them apparently being the most vilified games ever, Battlefield 2042.
That is true. All right. I'm just going to say what we all probably want to say. The thumbnails are not doing it for me at all. You got text in them. I can't even read the text because the text blends in perfectly with the background. You just got basic generic pictures up. It's hard to tell what exactly is going on in a lot of these thumbnails. And, you know, they don't really compliment your titles either. So I think the first thing that you need to do, TSK, yeah. So first thing you need to do, work on your thumbnails. We need better thumbnails because these aren't it.
If we take the most recent thumbnail, I think how that could be improved is maybe if you add some more motion blur and then use some really cool text and fonts for Nürburgring lap, and then maybe have like a timer, which is kind of like, are you going to beat the record or not? Or depending on what the type of challenge is.
Yeah. Yeah, that brings up a good point. Like, is it just you driving around, or are you trying to, like, are there some stakes involved? Or are you trying to beat something? Is there some kind of challenge you're doing? That's going to make the content overall just more intriguing. Like, oh, I've heard of this game and someone's trying to, like, you know, do X.
The composition of that thumbnail is actually quite intriguing, but then I haven't been able to execute further on it.
Yeah. So it's like, what's so special about this lap that you're taking? That's kind of what's missing. It's just Jet and Sky go round and round. Like, okay, you know, that, like, a lot of the titles and thumbnails kind of give me that, oh, okay, you know, and there's not a lot of reason to click. So that's, for me, that's the big thing that's missing. I agree on the thumbnail advice as well. But overall, the topic itself, it's missing the why. Like, why am I watching? I think that's the best thing we can say. They've not done any live streams. Community posts? Not
still, they are still early in their YouTube journey. Did they start this year? I'm curious, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, so, you know.
Very recent. Wow.
Let's give them some credit. They've been on YouTube for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and they've
already published
up and running right away.
Several videos. They're just throwing stuff at the wall. Quantity over quality. And maybe you're learning a lot of stuff right now, which is brilliant. Yeah. You already have a video that has over 100 views. So that's one of your milestones here. And, like, subscribers, where are they at subscribers?
34.
So, like, they're like, what, 7% of the way to monetization in that respect as well. So
yeah.
Hey,
so
they've got a lot to learn, but
good call out here, because a lot of gaming channels like that it takes them a very long time to get to where you're currently at. Now, the most popular video is killing the most annoying thing in Battlefield 2042. Based on everything I was saying a minute ago, like, there's the why. Like, now I know why I'd watch that video. Killing the most annoying thing sounds entertaining and probably cathartic if people agree with that, whatever the most annoying thing is. So, hey, that's awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out today. It was a lot of fun. Thank you to those who signed up for our new one-on-one coaching, which is now in waitlist form because so many of you signed up. So now you can still sign up, but you will be on the waitlist. Keep that in mind. Link is down below. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. As we watch Rob dance.
Love this music.
It is pretty cool. Yeah. When we tell you guys, you know, to focus first starting out, you have to think about, I would invite you to think about how some of the biggest brands came to be where they are today. Starbucks, coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, Nike, shoes. Now, at some point, these brands expanded out to do other things besides what we know them as today, but they started out because they were focused on the thing that they came to be known for. So think about your channel in that perspective, and maybe you'll understand a little bit better why we encourage you guys to start off more focused, and then as you grow, then begin to expand and experiment and stuff like that. So, there you go.
There you go.
That's a Viper knowledge bomb there. And hey, Viper, we're on a new social platform.
We
Join
are.
us.
Yes.
Where?
Yes, we are on Threads now. So you all have the ability to go follow vidIQ on Threads. We are on Instagram's new extension app, whatever you want to call it. So find us.
All right. See you, everybody.